It is Tuesday night here out in Fairport, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. What is going on? You got the #1 podcast in all of rock, cha-cha, baby. The Admiral of the Airwaves, the Poindexter Podcast, the one, the only, Mr. Bill Moran. Woo!
I enjoy those. What?
I know you do, yes. We look like the silhouette of the Beatles when they were all black. Was that the White Album? No?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I want to thank Jim White from White Trash, who was in here last week and sent in a lovely gift with this great bottle wrap. I love White Trash.
Yes.
Sending over some Jameson Black Barrel.
Yeah, I thought it was going to last longer than the half hour you had it.
Dougie. Oh, man, I'm bleeding.
You are? I saw that.
I didn't realize I was bleeding. So here's the bad thing. It's like I do this really weird. I know I do some weird stuff, but oh god, it's all over the iPad where I film. There's blood.
That's the Beatles, the Black Album, or whatever it is.
Oh yeah. They're all in the silhouettes. So I was scraping ginger.
Oh, do I know Ginger?
No.
You were scraping. How old is Ginger?
Oh.
You were scraping the barnacles off of her?
I was. I was getting
man,
ready
I
to
love
go.
that.
I go, hey, Doug's coming over later. I want you smooth and ready. Yeah.
Did you get the iron out?
No, I didn't.
No.
I didn't. No, I just stretched her. I stretched her.
did?
I threw her in the dryer for a few minutes with an ice cube. Let that steamer.
You got to take the teeth out before because they'll shrink.
So I was scraping ginger root.
Oh.
And then I press it through a garlic press and get the juice out of it, and I mix it. Well, I cut the tip of my finger.
I see that
and
now.
now it just reopened, so that's lovely.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I was going to say something. I thought it was
Go
a
ahead.
tack or something, and I'm like, leave it alone.
No.
He's a grown man.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a little thing. Just
Yeah, it's a small cut.
Right,
It's nothing.
very
Yeah,
small.
No,
Yeah.
nothing bad.
nothing.
So earlier today, another listener, his name is Doug, believe it or not.
I believe it.
And Doug said, I found this woman on a dating site I'm on. And he goes, do you think she should change her name? I send you the picture of what he sent me. Her name is Kokoff.
Kokoff.
Yeah, C-O-C-O.
FF.
Yeah.
Kokoff?
I don't know. Kokoff?
Kokoff?
Kokoff? Turn your head and Kokoff?
Kokoff?
I don't know.
Got this off a dating site. My advice would be,
Yeah,
change your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you go, Doug.
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
What are you talking about? Not attractive?
No.
Really? She looks sweet, nice. She
Wonderful.
does. 55 years old. She's right in your wheelhouse.
No.
She's available. She's available. No?
No, I'm sorry.
Now, have you ever,
Boy,
what?
I'm just waiting for the ever.
Have you ever, I have never, ever known anybody who posted on misconnections on Craigslist.
Misconnections.
Misconnections. There's a whole segment. Now, they used to have it in the newspaper.
I was going to say they did.
Right. And what's the whole song? The Pina Colada song. Which, by the way,
the Escape song.
The Escape song,
Yeah.
right. I always know it as the Pina Colada song, as most people do, Doug.
Right.
I know you're a fancy DJ and everything.
No, I didn't know it was the
I'm
Escape
fucking-
song.
I'm
Till,
fucking with
stop!
you.
I know you're kidding. Jeez.
Well, yeah, I can't tell sometimes because you go, well, no, I just like,
I'm looking at your finger. You're bleeding to death.
I'm not bleeding to death.
Okay,
It's hardly
well.
bleeding.
Well, you drank all that Jameson, so it thins your blood.
No, that's all right. Cayenne pepper. That's what I do.
And ginger.
And ginger.
It used to be, I saw you, so this is for the 6-foot girl I saw downtown at Water Street Music Hall.
Yes.
We had a few drinks, and your name was Amy, and next thing I know, you disappeared with your girlfriends. And
Right.
if you read this ad in the paper,
Yeah.
please let me know.
Okay.
Doug123 or whatever.
You got
it is.
it.
Yeah.
So now they do that on Craigslist. And I haven't looked at these in years. I used to read them on the radio. And when I got this dating thing, I went, maybe if I don't know if Doug is, and before we took a pause here, you said that you are on some dating sites.
Yeah, I'm on Tinder. I've talked to a couple
You're
people.
on Tinder?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, this is awesome.
What?
Tinder?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Tinder that's not for dating.
Oh, that's what they say. You know,
Well- Have you gotten anything?
Huh? A couple conversations. That's about
it?
That's it.
The fuck is going
I'm not
on?
a Don Juan. What do you want from me?
What do you mean you're not a Don Juan?
Girls don't look at me and rip their clothes off and come over and jump up and down. I mean, got to work it a little bit.
All right.
Get them drunk.
Yeah, but how old are the women you're talking to?
80, 82.
Yeah.
No.
They can hardly see their phone. They got the jitterbug.
I don't text them. I send carrier pigeon.
Yeah. Bender. That Bender. So I went on and I found some misconnections. And I don't know if any of these are you or not. I thought maybe Doug's.
I wouldn't run any of that.
Who do you think posts on misconnections? Like what type of person? What would be their personality?
I wouldn't say
traits?
desperate. I would just say.
That's what I say. Desperate.
Yeah, I don't want to say desperate, but just
married.
Somebody had a.
Is it possibly married people knowing like?
Well, you're looking for somebody you bumped into or
yes,
you saw at the supermarket.
Yes.
Maybe you just had a really a gut instinct and you didn't move on it, and now you're hoping for magic to happen.
Right. I do wonder.
Happen. It's not in the movies.
But I wonder if this is honestly. I just thought of it now. I wonder if it's married people. And probably more married guys than married women that would boast.
Well, they did have that one dating site called Madison.com.
Ashley Madison.
Ashley Madison.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it.
Yes.
So, and women
I was so worried my name was going to come up on that email list.
No, you have to put your email in.
Yeah.
And then as you're typing it, it fills out the rest.
Yeah.
So that's what.
Well, there was a breach. Do you remember this?
No.
So many years ago, there was a breach.
Wasn't a breach when you go to log in. If you just start typing somebody's email, it automatically.
But I thought there was also
the rest of it.
a breach because they had a list of names you could type, you could go through back in the mid 2000s, and you could find out if somebody was on that list. It was all the emails they had.
That
got
I don't
out.
remember.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you autofill, if you start writing,
it autofills.
Exactly. Right. So the wives went to their husband's laptop, went to the site, started typing in the address, went to it. They had reminded, they autofilled the password and they got in. And then they questioned the husbands, and then that was a record number of divorces. I was in California when this was going on.
Okay. That was phenomenal.
No, I know. I really screwed that up.
All right. So this is a person who wrote Rebecca at Mobile Buffalo Road, Gates, New York. I think you're very attractive, so I'm assuming Rebecca works. Now, there's a possibility that she'll find out about this because somebody could come in and say, hey, Rebecca, I saw it, and tell her about it. That's what I'm saying. But Rebecca, Buffalo Road, Gates, I think you're very attractive, would love the opportunity to get to know you. Now, I want to go, if that's the case, strike up a conversation, you puss, and get in there.
There's too many things for that to happen. Either she has got to go to Craigslist and just be interested in this kind of thing, or one of her
does anybody
patrons?
Yeah, I mean, do you think anybody would hook up because of this? Hey, he was a sweet, shy guy.
No,
and this is why I'm thinking it's mostly married guys just taking a shot. If it works out, fantastic. If it doesn't, no harm. No one will know. No one will know.
No.
All right, here's another one. I don't know who Romigs. It sounds like I miss you.
Romigs?
Yeah. Romigs.
That's a bar.
Okay. So this is at Romigs.
Yeah.
All right. So this somebody writes about how are you familiar with Romigs?
Yeah. They donate to my breast cancer bowl too.
Okay. What is Romigs? Where is Romigs?
It's down on Bennington and Dewey. It's been a staple of Rochester for
many years.
Many years.
Okay.
Yeah. Through Kodak and Dave and Bill own it now, and they do a phenomenal job.
So Romigs, it says, I miss you. I see you with your weird, quiet friend. I wanted to say hi, but I couldn't work up the courage. I go, sad. So you go to Craigslist. So I don't know. Do you think these people get cathartic?
I think they're just trying to throw hope out there and then just go every few days to see if there's a response.
Okay. All right. Now here's one where I have advice for this guy.
Okay.
Quigley's in Fairport.
Quigley's in Fairport.
Where we are doing the podcast in Fairport.
Okay.
Quigley's in Fairport. And it says, a long shot. To the woman on Thursday, March 14th, around 3:15, waiting in line and offered you to go ahead of me. I was wearing a brown Harley-Davidson cap. I believe you were doing, it says, but it should be driving. I believe you were driving a black or blue Jeep.
And what's he want from this?
Well, he would like to meet her.
No,
he
never
said,
gonna
I know it's a
happen.
long shot. Well, here's the thing. I disagree. Because where do you go if you weren't driving Uber? Where would you primarily go for gas?
Around the block.
Near your home.
Yeah.
So this person probably.
But this person is not going to look on Craigslist. For
No.
these things.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're looking on Craigslist. Follow me for a second.
Okay.
You get ahead. He's so impatient sometimes. I'm going to have to talk to your father. All right. So
He's probably jumping up and down.
No,
right
no,
now.
no. But no. I'm teasing. Here's my point: is people have patterns. So if this woman goes at 3:15 to Quickly's in Fairport on a Thursday, there's a chance that maybe not a Thursday, but around that time, maybe she's a teacher, she gets out of work, she goes to Quickly's and hits gas. If you're that interested, if you're that desperate that you're writing this here, go hang out at Quickly's at 3:15 or between 3 and 3:30 every day. Just sit in your car, scroll on your phone, and if you see her, you jump out and scare the shit out of her and get arrested by the Fairport police because you're a fucking creep. No, I don't know. That's terrible. That's
stalker
awful.
written
That's
all
awful.
over it.
Does it?
Creeper,
Well,
absolutely.
But it does. But okay. But here's the thing, and it's an interesting thing, and I want to do this as an experiment. I don't know whether to do this as a bit or an experiment for real, where we actually would go in and do it as a staged bit, where like I'd have you go in and drop a line on a woman, and then I'd have my kid go in and drop the same line on the woman. And who does she react to, right, would be the joke. But I would rather do it almost as a hidden camera thing because I'm pretty sure as long as you don't see her face and we only hear the conversation, we could show the video. And I think it would be really interesting to see because what you're saying is this guy's a stalker, right? If you were to sit, or what I'm telling this guy to do is to be stalkish. Yes, I am, and I shouldn't do that. But at the same time, if they hit it off, and he's like, listen, I went every day, and she falls in love with him. Do you understand? What if she said he's some hot Harley
you're
guy?
saying there's a chance?
Yes, I am. But I'm saying that if he's some hot guy that in a Harley cut, or at least hot to her,
Right.
she probably would give it a pass. But if you or I showed up every day between 3 and 3:30 at the Quickly's at Fairport, somebody's calling the cops. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think
We can go sit in your car with
Yes.
your Jameson Black.
why is it some people can, some guys get away with it, and it's same thing. Like, I always love when the hot chick gets old because she's used to being the hot chick, right?
Oh, I've seen that.
No, seen it.
yeah.
I even see it in I got to be careful how I say it. Well, in my mom's friend group, right? Even in their 70s, there's still the pretty girl.
Oh, yeah.
She was always the pretty girl, and she knew she was the hot girl in that crew. And she still acts like that. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what
Yes.
you're saying.
So, but sometimes the looks fade,
Yes, they
and
do.
sometimes you chase after it, and you can contain yourself after a while.
You can tell the liquor drinkers.
Yeah.
As they
Oh yeah.
suck the
Oh,
life
face
out of their
turns
face.
into an empty leather wine
Yeah,
sack
it's
with
sad.
eyes.
No.
One time, we were on the radio, and somebody started talking about someone, and I took like somebody had brought in like a sack lunch or something, so they had the brown paper bag, and I took the paper bag and I wrinkled it up, put my hand in it, and started talking, and everybody knew who I was talking about. So there it is.
When I was working down the lake, this is 10 years, 15 years ago. I was just fooling around with this older woman. She was the same age. She was 62.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But then I had another patron who was 62, and it was like night and day, where this woman was not a heavy drinker throughout the years and took care of herself. And this woman was just always, hey, you got to put more vodka in this drink.
Who was the one that you were fooling around with? No, not her name. Not her name. Which one? Was she the heavy vodka drinker?
No, she was not the heavy vodka
Oh, look at this.
No, she wasn't.
All right.
But the heavy vodka drinker looked 15 years older than her.
Yeah.
You know, the life sucked out of her, and she just
Right.
always, I can't taste anything. That's doesn't happen that often anymore, but
Yeah.
you get people, and I can't taste anything. Well,
You
when
know-
you're at home drinking and you're filling up half your glass with vodka and a splash of cranberry.
I will
at
tell you
home.
that I really enjoy drinking,
You said that last night.
and I need to watch myself for that.
Just Uber.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, I just need to watch myself because I have shit to do. I don't have time to either deal with a hangover or whatever. But there is a long history of alcoholism in my family. We've had rehabs and all kinds of things. But I am seeing more and more, and even ads pushing people to go, hey, if you're looking to unwind with that glass of wine that can lead to 1, 2, or 3, THC gummy.
Yeah, I don't get the same feel.
But it does keep you from drinking a little bit. It depends on the dosage. If you can become a master of the microdose, I think that's a thing. I'm not. I don't know. I don't
even want to experiment with that.
You've never done a gummy?
No.
Oh, dude, we got to do a gummy. Dude, we got to
I'll Uber out someday.
We got to do a gummy. We would fucking have a blast.
All
the
right.
two of us would be laughing our
I'll have my dad drive me out here.
What we'd have to do is we'd have to do the gummy, and then we'd have to, like, let's go to dinner and then come back and do the podcast.
Okay.
So that way because then it'll hit. Like 2 hours in, it hits. And we would probably, the two of us, we couldn't get a sentence out. We'd be laughing.
That's
so hard.
fine.
All right, I have 2 more. Just trying to help people out, Doug. That's what I do here on the podcast.
Yes, you do.
I try to be a good citizen. Speedway Chili Avenue. Familiar?
Yes.
Just wanted to say thank you to the pretty blonde manager that waited on me this past Saturday afternoon, March 2nd. Nice to deal with someone who is pleasant and has such a pretty smile. Could be a nice pickup line. I love your smile. And I'm thinking that this is either a widower, excuse me, or a married guy looking to maybe meet a blonde. You don't think so?
I think there's other ways to find people on social media and try to send them a message.
I agree with that too, but
if you're going to put that kind of effort in.
You just throw it out there,
yeah.
right? And then if it comes back, it was meant to be.
I'll tell you exactly, and I'll tell you what. I don't think I told you this story, but this was 2 weeks ago.
Ooh,
maybe last week.
Yeah.
No, it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I picked up this person in an apartment complex, was taking him to another apartment complex, and it was a stop in the middle. It was like an 8-minute ride, and the stop was Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
And
delicious.
It's always
smells so good.
It's usually always such a hassle when you stop at a fast food. They screw up the menu or the order. They want to go in. There's a line. You're in drive-through. Like, yeah, so you're gonna go in? No, I just get it through the window. I go, all right, just hoping there wasn't a line.
Yeah.
So, and then she says, "Do you want something?" And I go, "Are you serious?" She goes, "Yeah, I'll buy it. You know, you're waiting for me." I'm like, "All right, give me the special of the day." So, it was a Wednesday special, and I said, "Thank you."
I love
so
it.
then we divided up, and I drove her.
We need the
hold on. So then,
Doug Diaries, please.
I started talking to her very friendly, and you don't usually get that niceness out of Uber riders. So then she had one kid. She has 2 kids, and single, fashionable. And I said, "What? Do you want to get together sometime?" And I gave her my card. Now I'm 53, and I couldn't see how old she is. I'm not going to tell you her age, but she was younger than me, way younger. And she goes, "No, I that's totally fine, 53. And she didn't call. So I found her through a friend, and I wrote her. And I just wanted to thank her again in case she lost my card or got thrown out with the bags, saying, "Hey, that was very nice." And I didn't hear from her, and that was that.
She said, "Get away from me, stalker."
She didn't write anything.
She didn't even respond?
No.
Wow.
Maybe she didn't notice who I was, or she didn't get it.
Yeah.
But at
Keep
least
telling yourself that.
Well, maybe. Like your comments there. But it was such a nice thing. I wanted to make sure she knew that was special. Because you usually get more rude people or, "Hey, can you pull up 3 feet?" And I'm like,
I want to start doing a...
Pull up 3 feet? Yeah, I'm right there. You can't walk your fat ass 3 feet? I don't say that, but...
I got bad ankles.
Bad ankles?
My feet are killing me.
You got bad manners.
My feet are killing me.
Take the cheeseburger out of your mouth, you fat shit.
I think we need to start something on Tuesdays. Now, next Tuesday, it'll be Todd Baxter.
Right, I won't be on the podcast.
So we will not be on the podcast next week. But after that, I'd like to start doing the Doug Diaries.
Doug
Diaries for a segment. It's just funny things that have come up in the Uber. You know, it gives you a chance to vent a little bit, get it out.
I'm going to start
Diaries.
getting numbers.
Getting numbers?
Oh, yeah. I go, "Hey, you're cool. You want to go on a podcast?" I'll have
You're going to have people. We're going to call them?
Is that what you want?
No, what I mean is your stories.
Well,
your
stories.
Part
of this.
Well, we could,
especially if they're smoking hot.
You could do that. Yeah. That could work. And one last one from
We change the subject.
No, that's fine to do it.
Right.
I mean, not that. Hey, look, if
Last
this,
scene when he was in Before the Water Hole was an Uber by Doug Phelps.
if we could,
And Highland Drive.
if we could help Doug, you get a little something, something.
No.
I would love it. I think that'd be great. One more from Craigslist misconnections. Barnes and Noble's coloring. Yesterday, I was looking at Sudoku variant books. Excuse me, Sudoku variant books is what they write. You sat down right next to me, looking at adult coloring books.
Why would you not just start up a conversation?
We exchanged some small talk.
Okay.
Once we were leaving, you said it was nice to meet you. I totally messed up the opportunity to follow up with you and get your number. Kicking myself for it. So turning to the internet, as one does in 2024. But I don't think they turn to Craigslist. That's my thing.
Nobody goes
I
to that.
find it weird. Adult coloring books. Well, no, wait a second now. I don't want to mock it because you do sponge painting.
Yeah.
Which is, well, I'm just saying, like, it's very soothing and calming is my point. And I don't know.
I would probably go back and hang out at the
Around the same time.
about that, yeah.
Yes. See? Same time.
Well, because you have an interest in books.
Yes.
I mean, you can go
So
anywhere
that
else
doesn't
for your
make you.
gas.
That doesn't make.
Doesn't exactly make you a stalker.
Doesn't make you a stalker. But if you're hanging out at the Quicklies in
At the
Fairport
yeah.
every day between 3 and 3:30,
Right.
Someone call Chief Matt Barnes from
Then
the
you-
Fairport Police.
Then you got a problem. Well, you don't know how often she goes through her gas. You got to figure that out.
All right, you can figure out people's patterns pretty easily. I think we tell on ourselves a lot more, not just through social media, but also things that are considered normal nowadays that older adults are tired of seeing. They talked to Gen Xers and Boomers, and they went through. And this is from BuzzFeed.
Is there a top 10?
There's a BuzzFeed. No, well, I only pulled 5. They had 23.
Ooh.
I only pulled 5.
All right, I want to guess.
So, why don't you during the break write down a few that bother you?
No, I have to reply to some people on Craigslist.
And we will get to that next, but first.